duck marsh this morning.
Okay, so you guys are probably wondering, why is there a video on right now from last fall? Well, this is actually a hunt that we didn't air on the channel, on the Public Land Video Journal last fall, that we should have. It's got some bad audio issues, and we also had lots of content coming in at the time, so we didn't put it on the channel for you guys, but that's why I'm editing it and putting it on there right now. We're actually hunting in a duck marsh on this video, and we're gonna be talking about how to hunt escape routes out of bedding areas in high pressured situations, because in this video, there's lots of duck hunters, as you can hear.
Oh. Sweet boy, she knocked off. Man, that wasn't very far. No.
Right next to us in the marsh. So we're set up to intercept those bucks as they leave the marsh away from the duck hunting pressure. And before we jump back into the hunt, I want you guys to please subscribe and hit that bell notification down there if you haven't already, so that you can check out more of our public land hunts. We got the Public Land Whitetail Tour coming up this fall, plus lots of great content this summer. So please subscribe and yeah, enjoy this video.
We slipped in. We're hunting kind of a little overlook spot real close to the road, as you can tell. We have success in these types of areas a lot, but they are kind of risky because they are so easy to get to. The hope is that you just come in and nobody else is thinking of hunting here, which this morning it looks like we're all alone, other than the duck hunters, of course. Down here in the marsh unit, and there's a bunch of duck hunters in there. Got a north wind this morning that's supposed to pick up as the day goes on. It's taking our scent out across this opening back towards the road. As you can tell behind me here, we've got a bedding area in this little cottonwood thicket. With all the duck hunting pressure that's going on in the marsh this morning, I wouldn't be surprised at all to catch a big buck trying to leave the marsh and head over on the private on a security cover. So we're in a sweet tree. We've got good killing opportunities here real close to the stand, which is what I like. You know, trails at 8 to 10 yards and other one on this side at 15. Not much movement driving in this morning. Didn't see anything in the headlights. Haven't seen anything yet, but as the wind picks up, we approach mid-morning, I would think we'd see some bucks up cruising these bedding areas. No, he ain't no, he's a shooter, Warm, no doubt. Think so? No, dude. He's a shooter, Warm. Sure. Maybe I'm just looking through the camera. You have to lean out back. An older buck, man. Well, we might have just messed up. I'm not real sure. I thought that I saw this buck moving up through there earlier this morning. I mean, I saw a deer, and it was a buck. I'm assuming it was the same one, but he came right out of that bedding area on these trails that we hung this stand for. Walked right here to 10 yards, on past the stand, on around, and eventually went through and over the road and onto the private. But he gave me a perfect opportunity right here to kill him, and I just was unsure. If I thought that it was the same buck that I saw earlier in that bedding area. So I don't know. He had one of them small compact racks, but you know, that doesn't really make a difference. There's a lot of 2-year-old bucks around here that have that same look and that same rack type. So I was just assuming it was another one of those. However, after he got on by us, me and Zach were looking at him a little bit more than binoculars, and we're like, man, that might have been a mature buck. Had a cool dark rack. You see that a lot down here in the marsh. But he came in perfect, just right what the stand was hung for. And you know, the interesting thing is we've been sitting here forever now. I mean, since before 6 this morning, and it's after 10. And that's the first buck that we've had within bow range this morning. We've seen, you know, a doe and a small buck clear across the road earlier, but other than that, the movement has been pretty sparse. The duck hunters and stuff left about 9:30. You could hear them talking and walking out. And shortly after they left, he got up and he walked right here underneath the stand. We're gonna have to call this morning quits, I think. Greg just called and said his truck won't start, so we're gonna have to climb down and go help him out. Unfortunately, we don't really have very good vehicles to drive. Right now, all the locks are broke on my car, so I can't lock it. If I do, I gotta crawl in through the trunk. Zach's car doesn't have any power steering, and Greg's car doesn't start. If we could sell one of these stupid cameras, we could probably buy a decent vehicle, but oh well. Gotta live cheap sometimes and just make things work. Look at this. That's why I got dental floss on my string. Can't take it to a bow shop, so I just use dental floss as serving. Just trying to make it work.
What the heck? Look at this weird bug. It looks like a piece of moss. What? It's on the lens, it's alive.
Well, I hope you guys learned a little bit about how to hunt escape routes in this video, and maybe what not to do when a nice buck walks underneath your tree stand this fall at point blank range. You should probably just shoot him. At least that's what I should have done in this instance. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. What do? That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you on the next one. Got Chef Aaron Neal coming to town here in the next few days. We're gonna be filming some cooking videos. Greg's out in Nebraska, flinging his stick bow around. He's gonna have some of that stuff. And Zach and Jake are somewhere on a lake or a river, probably catching some fish and having a blast. So lots more cool stuff on the channel this week and next. So stay tuned, and we will see you on the next video.